Hi, this is Chuck Seert from Revolutionary Performance Marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to implement a winning booth strategy to blow away your competition. I will not go into booth vendor selection, booth logistics, or many of the technical details involved in an exhibit. This is about utilizing trade shows as part of your overall marketing strategy, achieving incredible results, and ultimately an excellent ROI. So, let's reflect on your trade show or consumer show experiences. Do you regularly show up at an event and wing it? Hold your show planning meeting over coffee the morning of the show? Hope the event promoter gets a good turnout? Dread the long hours of watching attendees walk the aisles? Sit behind a table and hope for people to stop by your booth? Cringe at the thought of going through all the junk lead contact slips submitted during the show? Not understand why it costs you more money to attend than you make in revenue from the show? For the first part of this presentation, I'll show you how to prepare for your trade show to guarantee success. It may be a refresher for you or reinforce the approach you're already taking to this element of your marketing plan. If you can closely relate to the descriptions I just went through, then listen closely and take notes. This can truly turn things around for you. I'll use the term trade shows to describe business to business, business to consumer, expos, and other events. As trade shows are part of the marketing strategy for your business, the primary objective of the businesses I've worked with when exhibiting is qualified leads. Unfortunately, many don't take time to do strategic planning. They are unable to achieve the objective and wind up losing business opportunities and money, all due to a lack of experience in this method of marketing. Yes, based on the sheer volume of attendees, you are likely to get a few leads, but going to a show without strategic objectives in mind is not the best use of your marketing dollars and sales staff. Strategic objectives can vary depending on the event and your business's situation. You may have selected a particular show because it's your bread and butter, your target audience will be there, you're well known in the industry, and you want to fill up your calendar with sales appointments for the upcoming season. Or you might be launching a new product or service for a new industry, and it's a new event for your company. You want to educate the market about your company and products. Or maybe you're a startup company and need fast sales. Your strategy for the show may be different. Unfortunately, businesses often have not learned how to be effective with their exhibits. They usually skip on pre-show strategic planning meetings, booth staff training, setting objectives for the show, and preparing for selling in a show environment. Take the time to research and analyze the components of your business strategic objectives before putting an event plan in place, or hire someone to help you. Many booth exhibits lack essential items and a strategy that can attract qualified leads. What are the components of a successful event strategy? I already touched on the business objectives and goals because this is the foundation. Consider how can this event promote overall business objectives, sales revenues, branding, products and services, or target markets. Next is fitting the event into your overall marketing strategy. It is key to make sure that all components of your marketing plan is working with your event strategy. You have your existing marketing collateral, advertising and promotion channels, online marketing including social media, and public relations or press releases. When you're preparing for an event, use all the channels available to promote your attendance. Create a banner for your website and print ads. Post on social media. Create a short video. Add it to your company greeting on or voicemail. And tell every customer about it when you're doing any sort of business with them. It's a pretty crummy feeling to attend an event where your customers didn't even know to look for you. Trade shows are the perfect opportunity to reach new prospects and strengthen existing relationships. Use all your existing marketing to your advantage and promote your trade show event. Next, you have your event strategy with the following components: show objectives, target audience, brand messages, pre-show marketing, the booth experience, on-site marketing, and post-show marketing. We'll go into specifics shortly. The final step is to evaluate your plan compared to your show results to determine if you were successful. Your cross-functional teams will need to work together to find out if leads objectives were met and how much business was closed as a result. Write down what worked and what didn't, and determine what changes are necessary to achieve the objectives. Maybe the event wasn't a best fit for your objectives, and a different show should be attended next time. Okay, so now you've developed the foundation of your strategy by considering your specific business objectives and your overall marketing objectives. Now it's time to create your effective event strategy. Keep in mind, each event is unique and strategy should differ from show to show. Create a specific plan for each event. Sometimes consumer shows can run in series, traveling from city to city. It's likely in these cases that your main strategy won't change too much, but always keep focus on the results of your evaluations and be proactive when implementing improvements. These are the elements to an effective event strategy: show objectives, target audience, brand messages, pre-show marketing, booth experience, on-site marketing, and post-show marketing. Let's go into more detail on each element of event strategy. In the first element, show objectives, you want to ask yourself, what results do I want to achieve by having our business attend the show? Maybe you want to sell product on site and you need to set sales targets. Maybe your services require you to set appointments or consultations. Or you want to introduce a new product. You'll need to set targets. I won't go into detail on goal setting, but your objectives need to be measurable after the show. Now you've set your objectives and goals for the event. Of the attendees at the show, who is your ideal customer and what specifically are they looking for? What problem can your business solve for them? The key is, how can you best reach your ideal customer? They are the target, not always everyone at the show. When it comes to your brand messages, you want to consider, how do you want your business to be remembered after the show? The messages you use in your exhibit and collateral materials can determine if your business is just another widget company, or do what everyone else does company, or if you really stand out from your competition. Be creative and focus on what your target audience is truly looking for. I mentioned before about using your existing marketing channels to promote your attendance at the show in advance. Communicate with your customers before the show to offer a pre-show promotion. Many of them will visit your booth. Running promotions targeted to your existing customers can be a great way to generate buzz and reconnect with those who may be ready to do repeat business with you in the near future. Ask your customers to invite others to the show who may benefit from your products or services. Offer them a reward for referring additional visitors. This element is more about what will happen when visitors come into your exhibit space. Because of the pace of interaction at trade shows, it's best to plan out the process flow of the exhibit. As mentioned in the Secrets to Getting Qualified Leads to Your Exhibit video, you want to pay attention to all visitors, identify their agenda quickly, and speak to it. Determine necessary process steps for non-qualified and qualified leads. They should be different. Product demos, private meetings, closing the sale, thank you gifts, and giveaways should all be prepared in advance. The second part of this video will give you the top 10 key items every booth design does well. On-site marketing is the element of what you will convey at the show and the process of capturing leads. This is where the magic happens. It's where the planning and strategy come together, and you have the opportunity to dominate the trade show and boost your sales. The next video focuses primarily on the on-site and post-show marketing. The final component of your event strategy happens after the show, and is quite frankly the most critical. Let's say you haven't modified any other component of your approach to trade shows. Improvement in your post-show marketing can guarantee you'll see results in more appointments, additional sales, and higher profits. Over 20% of your competition knows this and is taking business away from you. But on the flip side, just by implementing a post-show follow-up campaign, you're ahead of nearly 80% of your competition. As I said before, I go deeper into this critical component in the next video. Be sure to watch it. After the show, you're likely to be pretty drained. It's a fast-paced, rapid sales environment in a small space surrounded by competition, unlike your normal business day. Be sure to jot down notes during the show so you don't forget any important things you want to remember. Anything from good ideas you saw at other exhibits, positive or negative feedback from visitors, staff comments, etc. This exercise can be extremely valuable when you involve your entire team. Do it immediately following the event before the experience fades. Follow up with your team with results versus objectives as data becomes available. Part 2 covers the details of booth design and the top 10 key items all great booths do well. Booth design can vary greatly depending on budget and your selected booth size. I'll cover the fundamentals to be applied to each booth no matter the size. Here are the top 10 key items all great booths do well. Number 1. Keep logo and key messages at top of display. Simply put, make your name, logo, and clear messages visible to attendees. Number 2. Display only 1 to 3 key benefits and not feature statements. Number 3. Write messaging that answers questions, especially ones about WIFM. What's the benefit to the attendee? Use simple, bold, and easy-to-read messages. Keep it simple. Open, inviting spaces entice visitors to walk into the booth. Clean and clutter-free spaces. Number 7. Use of bold, attention-getting graphics that complement key benefit statements and the corporate look and feel of the company. Number 8. Use of lighting to highlight key messages and guide attendees to specific areas of the booth. Depending on the venue where your event is being held, this can become more or less important. Use spotlights whenever possible to draw attention to important messages. Number 9. Color schemes that complement corporate branding or identity. Your booth should pleasantly display your company and brand image. And number 10. Use of audio-visual to grab attention, present info, or make presentations. People are receiving more and more information via video in their daily lives. It can be a powerful way to extend your display beyond the capabilities of your booth alone. It is a great medium for delivering product info, testimonials, and key messages that otherwise would be delivered by your staff over and over again during the event. One key benefit is the opportunity for visitors to receive the info on their own terms with less pressure and can entice them to enter the booth and engage your staff. Let's expand on some of the key items. The best exhibit displays are designed like billboards, similar to ones you'll see on the side of the road. They should be flashy and memorable, and contain very limited amounts of targeted text. To implement good signage, you will need to properly target your copy or written messages. Be sure to pinpoint the most important thing attendees want to know. What's in it for me? People attend shows to find answers or to research future projects. Address the needs and wants of your target audience, not just touting your business. Focus on pointing out benefits of the product or service instead of the features. Think about who are they for, what do they do? Most importantly, less is more. Use bullet points on the display. Longer text belongs in brochures or printed material to hand out to visitors. This picture illustrates a good example of booth messaging, bullet points, and clear messages. Place your messaging on inexpensive banners, not on your large display. Remember, you are designing them for what your prospects are likely to be attracted to, not what you like or would be attracted to. This is a great way to customize your booth for different shows, seasons, promotions, products, or services. It also allows you to provide more detail about your core booth message without cluttering up your main display. When writing your copy, use compelling words in your messages like discover, discover how, easy, eliminate, fast, free, guaranteed, increase, learn how, new, proven, reduce, save, tips, techniques, target audience, you or your. Your mission is to have visitors step into your booth. Typically, you don't want a barrier between you and attendees. It makes it feel like you are standing guard. Lay out the space so they can step into your booth and out of the aisle. Clear the clutter. If there is more staff and clutter in a booth, then there isn't any room for customers. Typical staffing targets are 2 people for every 100 square feet. If you have a 10 by 10 booth, try to limit to 2 people. If more are needed, seriously consider a larger space. Personal items and trash should never be left in plain sight during a show. Keep them hidden and the booth clean and maintained at all times. Also, don't try to cram too many items on display. It is a distraction to visitors. Resist the temptation to display too much for the available space. Larger items require larger spaces. Here's an example of an inviting display with items on a table off to the side. Notice they are displaying examples of their work and provide limited collateral to distribute. This next booth effectively utilizes the space with a narrow shelf at the rear of the booth, a small cabinet to hide materials, and uses audio-visual for demonstration positioned on the sides and front of the space. The booth next door utilizes additional lighting to highlight their display. So, by taking a strategic approach to your events, your results from your trade shows are bound to improve, guaranteed. Don't just wing it. Plan for success. Build your strategy on your overall business objectives. Utilize your existing marketing plan to increase the number of visitors to your booth. Feel confident that your booth is designed to attract your target audience, and implement your plan during the show and maximize your efficiency during and after. Remember, those who fail to plan to fail. Treat your trade show event as a key component of your marketing strategy and see your ROI soar. Next, watch the video Dominating Your Trade Show. Boost your sales with less effort, just below this one. In this video, I go into detail on what to do during your on-site and post-show marketing to skyrocket your sales with less work and effort than you're currently doing. I show you how to literally dominate your competition so your customers will say, "Why would I buy from anyone else?" I'll see you on the next video presentation. Thanks again for watching.